20 seconds. We have the Nate Kilbert program. Glad you can join us here on the Brave Sports Network. Back-to-back coaches shows coming up in the next half hour. The Jake Morton program, big win for the men over Jackson State. And for the Lady Braves, the opposite story, a 52-49 overtime loss to Jackson State. We'll talk all about that with head coach Nate Kilbert. You can text a question, 601-301-2611 on X Tall Man Radio. Recruiting is always a factor, especially this time of year with the high school championships taking place. And we'll talk about that with Nate Kilbert and preview what's coming up for the Lady Braves as they head to Texas. We got Texas Southern on Thursday and Prairie View on Saturday. So the next 4 games are Thursday, Saturday. We come home Sunday, and then we play Tuesday, Thursday. So double headers the rest of the way. Glad you can join us here on the Brave Sports Network. Our producers, Jamario Brooks, Cedric Tillman, 91.7 WPRL, WPRL.org, Alcorn Public Radio, on Facebook Live, WPRL, as well as YouTube, Brave Sports Network. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Lady Braves head coach Nate Kilbert. Coach, how you doing, sir? You're gonna have to unmute your mic. Your microphone is muted. We see you but can't hear you. I tell you what, we'll take a break right here. We'll let him get his mic together. We'll take a break right here. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Brave Sports Network.
The 2026 Pepsi SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by Buick, return to the city of Atlanta on Monday, March 9th through Saturday, March 14th, as all 12 teams on both sides look to bring home championship titles. This year's tournament is scheduled to be held at the Gateway Center Arena, with all men's and women's tournament games set to be broadcast live on ESPN Digital Networks. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
Some names immediately evoke an uncommon sense of family, an unmistakable sense of character, an undeniable sense of legacy. Always. Where trailblazers and innovators chart new paths of possibility. Where academic rigor empowers the strength of character to lead with knowledge and integrity. It's a name that harkens back to over 150 years of truly making a difference in our world. Always Alcorn.
All right, welcome back to the Nate Kilbert program. Coach, can you hear me now? Oh, we cannot. We got something going on with his microphone right there. All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. We'll see if we can get that fixed. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back in 2 minutes here on the Brave Sports Network.
Here, every journey is unique, but no one walks alone. At the Alcorn State University School of Business, we don't just teach business, we always empower visionaries who dare to reimagine it. From day one, you'll forge connections and develop the confidence to lead in a rapidly evolving world. Join a legacy of trailblazers who don't just respond to change, they drive it. Always ahead, always empowering, always Alcorn.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Brighter futures begin here with students and faculty that bring campus projects to life with help from the Home Depot Retool Your School grants. With these grants, schools in need have built innovative learning lounges, revitalized rec areas, and created peaceful wellness spaces, providing students with areas to learn, relax, and thrive. Through their dedication to uplifting their campuses, these schools are growing stronger, one grant at a time, one project at a time, one community at a time. Learn more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
All right, Coach Nate Kilbert, can you hear me? He cannot hear me. He can hear me, but we can't hear you for some reason. Trying to figure this out here. Well, he's gonna have to make a phone call. Here. The Lady Braves obviously with a 52-49 loss to Jackson State in overtime. Tough loss for the Lady Braves. It was a game that featured 9 ties and 9 lead changes in the game. The best scoring run for the Lady Braves, a 6-0 run in the third quarter, and Jackson hit a couple of big threes in the overtime session, and the Lady Braves missed some free throws. They were 14 of 22 from the free throw line. We're having a little trouble with Nate Kilbert's microphone. He can hear me, but we can't hear him, and so we'll take a break right here. We'll try to get it fixed, try to get it worked through after this timeout. We'll be right back here on the Braves Sports Network.
The 2026 Pepsi SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by Buick, return to the city of Atlanta on Monday, March 9th through Saturday, March 14th, as all 12 teams on both sides look to bring home championship titles. This year's tournament is scheduled to be held at the Gateway Center Arena, with all men's and women's tournament games set to be broadcast live on ESPN Digital Networks. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
Agriculture isn't just what we do, it's who we've always been. At Alcorn State University's College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences, we've always understood that feeding the world takes more than knowledge. It takes heart. Our rigorous programs blend time-honored wisdom with cutting-edge science. Here, you'll join generations of innovators who've always pushed boundaries while keeping their roots firmly planted in tradition. Always growing, always innovating, always Alcorn.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
You don't fight fair, so we'll just fight harder.
We didn't come here to play around.
You're going down.
Honestly, I hate you.
I'm stronger than you.
I'm more determined than you.
We're going to beat you, cancer.
Because the American Cancer Society
is on our team.
And together, we're unstoppable.
My name is John Calipari.
I'm Roy Williams.
I'm Jim Boeheim.
I'm Tubby Smith. And I'm a coach versus cancer.
All right, head coach Nate Kilbert. Coach Kilbert, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't. Can you see me now?
I can see you. I can see you. Your video's frozen. Are you still in your office there?
I'm still in my office. Yeah, I think that's my problem. I'm in the office because I switched you to my phone.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go as far as we can with it, coach, as we getting out to a late start. But 52-49, coach, a tough loss. We scored 49 points in the 2 meetings with Jackson State. The game was at your pace. Just couldn't get it done, coach, in overtime. Just give us your thoughts on the Jackson State game.
Well, I thought both teams played like it was a rivalry game. Both teams were struggling shooting the ball, and I think a lot of that had to do with. I thought both teams were pretty sound defensively. Uh, they was making us take shots that they felt like was part of our weakness. They didn't give us any backdoor plays. I think we ended up getting one backdoor play the whole night. So they was playing to our weakness, and we was doing the same with them. And the looks that we got, I didn't think neither team shot the ball well enough to really pull away from the game was so close. But we gave ourselves a chance to win the game. And I think that's was the most important thing. It's all you can ask for is a chance to win. And we put ourselves in position where we could win. We just didn't make the shots that we need to make. The only thing that I really was disappointed in was the way we turned the ball over. We had fours. No way that team, Jackson State, should make us turn the ball over 20 times because they don't trap you enough. They don't do enough for you to turn it over that many times. So most of those turnovers, what we was doing, not what they were doing, because making free throws, making layups, all that stuff is a part of the game. Missing it, it's all part of the game. Even your pros do it. So I don't look at that so much. Sure, we would like to make more of those free throws. We went 14 for 22 from the line, and we missed a lot of stuff right around the basket. Yeah, we know you have to make those if you're going to have a chance to really win games, but it's all part of the game. I don't think that was different between us winning and losing the game. I think the turnovers were because both teams turned, missed shots. Jack State missed a lot of good looks too. It's just the unforced turnovers. I think that was the biggest reason why we lost the game because of the unforced turnovers.
We didn't shoot the ball well, Coach. 28% in the game. There have been some games that we've won,
Yep.
which we didn't shoot the ball well, but this one, did that bother you? The fact that we just couldn't. It's all about making shots, and we only shot 28%. Was as you go back and look at the tape, did that bother you? The
Yeah.
kind of shots, or just the fact that we just couldn't put it in the hole?
We just put it in the hole. We missed too many layups. Everything we missed was around the bucket. Ashanti Walker got most of her shots right around the bucket. She was 2 for 9, and everything she did was right around the bucket. She just missed those shots. We had some open looks that we didn't make. But when you start talking about taking 15, 13, and 14-foot jump shot, that's all about hope. There, you can miss around the bucket like we had. We expect to make them. Neither team shot the ball well. I thought Jackson State had a lot of good looks. They missed. They shot it well when it really mattered. They made the big when it really mattered. They made the big shots when it really mattered, and that was late in the game. That was late in the regulation. That was late in overtime. So that's the difference in the game. They did when it really mattered, and we missed free throws when it really mattered. So that was a different game. Neither team played as well as they would like to play when it came to the way that we were shot. I think Jackson felt like they could have shot the ball a lot better, and we know we could have shot it a lot better. But I think that the height of that game, the rivalry of that game made it real tense, and the energy level was high. It was tough trying to score baskets in that game because both teams felt the pressure of that game. I think, and Jackson just have to make a little bit more tough shots than what we did. But we thought we got them to miss enough for us to win the game. We just didn't convert enough to win the game, and I thought that was the difference in the game. But I think if we take better care of the ball, we would have got more opportunities to win the game if we had took better care of the ball. We just didn't take good care of the ball to give us more possessions. Even though I think the possession was pretty much right there together, we should have more than what they had because we just had too many bad turnovers. In my eye, we just had too many bad turnovers. Along with shooting the ball bad, you can't be shooting the ball bad and having bad turnovers. Your odds are just against you when you do that.
You talked about how you felt the team uptight. Do you think the pressure of the game, big rivalry game, we're playing pretty decent? Jackson was kind of getting themselves back on track with Massanet, their best player, out. You felt like the team was uptight going in?
I don't know is up tight the word to use. I mean, I'm sure they had butterflies, because it's a rivalry game. It's a game you anticipate. It's a game that you can't wait for. It's a game that gets your blood flowing. But I don't think we was up tight. I think we really never got over the butterflies that was in our stomach dealing with the game. It started there and it remained there for the entire game. We just never did get control of it. And I think that was the biggest issue. But I think Jackson really got control of it. They win the game. They were really themselves. You know what I mean? They had some issues dealing with the game. I think both teams failed it for the entire game. I think did neither team get to the point where they controlled the game.
Well, it came down to the final possession, Coach, where Cheatham was fouled. We had an opportunity to grab the lead. Just to talk about that final sequence where we really had an opportunity to win it in regulation. Looked like we lost Nate Kilbert. It's one of those days, folks, where from a technological standpoint, it's a challenge. So we'll take a break right here. We'll be right back after this as the Nate Kilbert Show rolls on. Apologize for some of the technical quirks. We'll try to get it fixed on the other side of this timeout here on the Braves Sports Network.
Some names immediately evoke an uncommon sense of family, an unmistakable sense of character, an undeniable sense of legacy. Always. Where trailblazers and innovators chart new paths of possibility. Where academic rigor empowers the strength of character to lead with knowledge and integrity. It's a name that harkens back to over 150 years of truly making a difference in our world. Always Alcorn.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one.
Got it. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
We've always known that education is the pathway to greater understanding. In our School of Education and Psychology, we believe in the power of human potential, both yours and those you'll serve. You'll join a community that has always championed innovation in human development while finding your own unique path to impact. Because we've always known that teaching isn't just a career, it's a calling. Always educating, always inspiring, always Alcorn.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
The 2026 Pepsi SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by Buick, return to the city of Atlanta on Monday, March 9th through Saturday, March 14th, as all 12 teams on both sides look to bring home championship titles. This year's tournament is scheduled to be held at the Gateway Center Arena, with all men's and women's tournament games set to be broadcast live on ESPN Digital Networks. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
Brighter futures begin here with students and faculty that bring campus projects to life with help from the Home Depot Retool Your School grants. With these grants, schools in need have built innovative learning lounges, revitalized rec areas, and created peaceful wellness spaces, providing students with areas to learn, relax, and thrive. Through their dedication to uplifting their campuses, these schools are growing stronger, one grant at a time, one project at a time, one community at a time. Learn more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
All right, we are back as Nate Kilbert has moved the locations. So sometimes these things can and do happen, Coach. So we appreciate you staying with us. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me.
Can you hear me, Charles?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. All right, there we go. We got you. All right, so, Coach, it came down to the final shot, Coach. We had an opportunity probably to win the game in the final seconds there. You talked about free throws, and that was a huge part of it down the stretch. You know, Cheatham had an opportunity, and you talked about missing 8 free throws, and we had one right there that could have resulted in a different result for us. Talk about that shot down the stretch.
Well, I thought it was a great drive by Cheatham just to even to get to the basket and get an opportunity to get to the free throw line. And I sit in my office and I watch the film and watch how that ball went directly rim. And now that well shot free throw, the ball just spun out. I mean, I don't think she could have shot it in no better than what she did. It ain't like she hit the back of the rim, hit the front of the rim, went in the basket and rimmed around and just came out like it had too much English on it or something. But it was great. The form was good. It just was meant to be. And I looked at that, and I told her, I mean, I don't think you could have shot it no better than what you did. And then she shot it short, or she shot it too long. She put it right up in the rim, just spun on. So that's a tough way. I don't think it had anything to do with her. I just think it just wasn't meant to be.
And then in overtime, Coach, they hit a couple of threes, which really was probably the difference in the game. You look at the 3-point shooting. Jackson State hit 5. They were +6 from the 3-point line. They had a couple back-to-back, but it came off turnovers. A turnover led to a couple of threes. How big was that, Coach? That wasn't something that, turnovers were a problem the whole game. We had 20, but back-to-back turnovers led to back-to-back threes, and that was kind of the difference in the game.
Well, Charles, let's talk about what happened before that turnover happened. We at the free throw line up to shooting 2 free throws. We missed both of the free throws. The young lady come down, hit a 3, they go up 1. We throw the ball inbounds and then throw it away. And then they hit another 3 after that. So, we hurt ourselves in 2 different ways there. We missed the free throws to put us up 4. And then we come down, they hit a 3, which they're doing their job now. And then we throw it inbounds and then throw it away. And then they hit another 3. So we kind of, punched ourselves in the face. And they didn't do it, we did it. So we just have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. The free throw shooting part, I think we're going to get better in that area. And you just never can tell about free throws. The pros miss them, and they get paid boohoo's of money to make free throws. So it's not, I don't get so caught up into the kids missing free throws at crucial time. We would like to make them, but I know that happens. But the turning the ball over for no reason, because that turnover, we didn't have anybody trapping us. We just threw it to them. And you can't do that and expect to win games. It's just simple as that. We want to shoot free throws better. We want to finish layups better. A lot of that stuff is really out of your control because sometimes it just don't go in like you want it to. But turning that ball over, you pretty much control that, especially when you're not being trapped. And we just didn't do a good job. We didn't do a good job of taking care of the ball. And moving forward, we just got to do a better job.
There were some situations, Coach, and watching you guys on the bench, we took some quick shots. Taking quick shots. And I know it was frustrating for Elvis Robinson. Did you pay attention to that? There are some possessions we just jack up a 3. I know Maya Claytor, she had a tough night, but just there were some possessions in which instead of, as you would like to say, instead of running your stuff, just taking some quick shots. How frustrating was that at times?
That was real frustrating, Charles, because that's not us. That's not the way we play. And we did that a lot, but I just feel like there was kids feeling like they needed to put the team on their back and kind of carry us a little bit, because I don't know, but it happened too many times where we felt like we should have just at least moved the ball. Our thing is all about ball movement. That's how we win games. It's about ball movement. Everybody touching it a little bit. And we did that about 9 or 10 times, Charles, where we just shot the ball real quick for no reason. Now we was open, but we can get that same open shot late in the shot clock. That's what we feel. And our kids just didn't do a good job of that. But I think a lot of times, the kids be wanting to make a play and they're open early and they feel like they can make that shot, so they'll take it early. But what we try to get them to understand is you can get that same shot all day long, because that's a shot they want you to take. They ain't trying to defend against that shot. They want you to take that shot. So if they want you to take it, they're going to let you take it later in the shot clock. Seeking you get something better. And that's what we wasn't doing. We wasn't trying to get something better. Some of the shots that Walker missed, those are the shots we wanted. She just missed them. Some of the early shots we were taking, we didn't really want those shots. We know we can get those shots anytime. And I just thought we did a poor job of shot selection and managing the clock. And normally we do a pretty good job of that. We just didn't do a good job against Jackson.
Lady Brace fall 52-49. Just the numbers from the game. The kid Cheatham, Coach, 19 and 13 man, her step back three. What do you think about her shot, Coach? When she can hit deep from three, she every game she's got that step back going. Talk about that, and then it was a tough night for Maya Claytor. Normally she would give you a triple or two, but it was a tough night at the office from her from beyond the arc.
Well, first talking about Cheatham, that ain't a shot we be looking for her to take. But she got her ways of knowing how to make that shot, because that's not something that she works on in practice or like that. I think that's kind of like natural for her. That's a rhythm for her when she has that ball in her hand. She feel like the shot clock is running down. She want to do that little step back. That's a rhythm shot for her. So she's capable of making it, but it ain't something that we really want her taking a lot. But she's a big shot maker. You think about some of the shots she made down the stretch to tie the game and all that different stuff. That's Cheatham like though. She does that. She finds a way to make big plays like that throughout her career. That's what she's been doing. So it ain't something that we get on her about, because we feel like she's kind of got a good feel for what she's doing, and she makes those big shots consistently. So hey, it didn't surprise us that she was doing that. Now it did surprise us that Claytor went 0 for 7, but once I look back at the film, she only really had one good shot that she took. All the other shots were like she was just heaving it up there, and just not her. But I thought her teammates missed her a lot on when she was set, cocked, and ready to shoot, and her teammates didn't get the ball to her. So, and that was a lot of those quick shots we was taking, Charles, to the ball movement. Because Claytor had to she had to get her feet together. When she get them together, she can knock those shots down, and she just didn't get enough opportunities to do that. She had to take a lot of when the clock was running out. She's shooting them up there quick. We have to do a better job of getting her the ball while she's stationary and she got her legs up under her, and she'll make those shots. She can't make the shots she was trying to shoot on that particular night, and she has to be patient too. She got to be patient because she know teams are looking for her to shoot the three more so than anybody else. So she got to be patient, and at some point they're gonna make a mistake and leave her trying to help on people. We have to find her when teams leave her, and we didn't do a good job of that. But I'm sure we'll do better at our next game.
How disappointed was it in the locker room, Coach? I mean, that was a big rivalry game. I mean, it's three things that you don't believe in. Well, two for sure. You don't believe in group text, and you don't believe in the phrase trap games, because that's. I mean, you and I talked about it. You heard it all last week. Trap game, trap game, trap game, trap game. The way Jackson's been struggling, and we kind of got back on track. But you're not I mean, you can talk about it a little bit now, but you're not a believer in that phrase trap game.
No, I'm not. I just think you can make it a trap game yourself by allowing it to get inside of your head that it is. But nah, if you do what you're supposed to do, if we had to do what we're supposed to do in that game, finishing those layups, making those free throws, not turning the ball over, we win that game easily. I mean, we outplayed them in every phase of that game when it came to getting the ball. We was getting the shots we want. Jackson made some tough shots, but we was getting the shots we want when we was missing the ball down low. Now we took a lot of bad shots, I will say that, but I don't even understand. I don't even know exactly what that means when you say trap game. I just don't understand the phrase itself, because I think you control what you do. You control whether or not it's a trap game because of the way you play. You can make it a trap game by not doing the things you normally do. Surely, and I think we did that to a certain extent. We got so caught up in some things, and we tried to carry a load that by ourselves that we don't normally do that. Well, this is a team thing with us. Everybody have to do their job for us to be a real good basketball team. So I don't, I think it had more so to do with us than it had to do with a trap game. We turned it into one because we didn't do what we supposed to do, maybe. But no, I don't believe in that. I think you take care of business. I don't care who's playing bad. I don't care who's playing good. If you do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna always have a chance to win that game. You know. We knew it was going to be a tough game because it's a rivalry game, and you can throw all the records and all that stuff out the window when it comes to a Jackson State Alcorn game. You can forget about that. I don't care who's at the top, who's at the bottom. Because last year we did them the same way. They was at the top, we beat them at their place. So they beat us at our place. Matter of fact, if you look at it, the last couple of years, we've been swapping where we win at. They beat us here, and we beat them there. And I don't think the home team has won at home in a while now. In the last two meetings, I know we haven't.
Yeah.
So that's just the way the game goes. I don't believe in the trap game part. I just think you have to do what you're supposed to do.
Well, how quickly did you felt like your team got over that game? I mean, you were off on Sunday. You're back at work. I was at practice yesterday, and You had practice today. You feel like the team kind of turned the corner and started to focus on Texas Southern?
Well, I kind of felt that way today. That we because we actually went recruiting yesterday, me and Coach Robinson. So we wasn't at practice yesterday. We along with the games, you still got to prepare for next year. You got to get out there and recruit, and that's kind of tough. But I talked to them about that a little bit today. We talked about some of the things that we didn't do well, and we talked about some of the things that we did well. We're not going to let the game be the deciding factor on how well we finish. That's what we talked about, and because we know we're dealing with another team who's on a 6-game losing streak, so they're going to be hungry. Texas Southern's going to be
Yeah.
hungry coming on Thursday, so we got to be prepared for that. We got to be able to match their energy, and we can be worried about Jackson State if we want to. That ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help us against them. We got to get locked in on who we're playing, and I think our kids understand that. We just got to be ready to play.
Well, let's get right into it. Texas Southern, they've lost 6 in a row, as you mentioned. Right now, they're the 10 seed right now. And so they're 5-10. They've lost 6 in a row. At the moment, they are a game out of 8th place. The bottom 4, 9 through 12, playing at that play-in situation. So if the tournament started today, Texas Southern would be in that. So let's talk about Texas Southern. What's been the difference? Why you look at them on film? They've lost 6 in a row. Hard to imagine that with a Vernett Skeet coach team, considering what they did last year. What are you seeing in Texas Southern, and what are some of the things we have to exploit as we go to Houston?
Well, I think the biggest thing is what you haven't seen. And that's Holmes, Elijah Holmes. She has not been playing. I think that's been a big key for them moving forward, for as this losing streak is concerned. Now I don't know all the intangible things that goes along with why she's not playing, but you can't lose a person that's averaging almost 20 points a game for you and think you're going to be the same team. It's just that's not possible. And I think she's a big part of what they do, and not having her more so than Jackson State not having their key person, because she don't score like Holmes scored for Texas Southern. You have a person like that missing out of off your team, you're going to run into some problems until you get used to playing without her and somebody else is stepping their game up. That makes a difference. Now, will they have her on Thursday when they get ready to play us? I don't know, but I know she's a big factor in them playing the way that they are playing. Now, what's her reason for not playing? I have no idea, but I just know she's a big part of what they do, and not having her going to change the way they play. So now it's going to change the way they play, meaning that somebody else has got to step their game up scoring wise. Somebody else has got to step their game up for his handling the ball, because she do so many things for them. So they are a totally different team without Holmes. And making the adjustment to that is not easy. And I know Coach Skeet is probably going through some things trying to make those adjustments. She's calling on other players to do different things that they might not be ready to do yet. So that makes their team different, because they can't score it like they used to score. They got to find other people putting the ball in the basket for them. I think that makes it tough for a coach to be able to say, okay, now who can I find to do what Holmes was doing? Like I said, I don't know what her situation is, was she injured? I just don't know. But we are preparing that she's going to be there Thursday. We're looking for her to be back for that game.
And then quickly, as you get ready for Prairie View, we saw the Mississippi Valley's men win their first game in conference, maybe one of the big upsets of the year on the men's side, as they beat Texas Southern. And now you're looking at another winless team in Prairie View. We won 59-43 back on January 15th at home. What do you expect? I guess we lost Nate Kilbert right there. Well, we've lost Nate Kilbert. I tell you what, we're going to have to put the finishing touches on this. I know we've had some problems. We got something out of it here. We're going to end it right here. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have head coach Jake Morton and the Jake Morton program. We apologize for the technical issues we had back and forth, and we'll try to get that cleaned up for next week's show. So we'll take a 2-minute break right here. When we come back, we'll hear from Jake Morton as the Braves' big win over Jackson State. Jake Morton ejected. We'll talk all about it in 2 minutes here on the Braves Sports Network.